Hello everyone, welcome to Vivek IAS Academy official YouTube channel. I hope all of you are doing well and utilizing your time effectively. Topic for today's lecture is from Science and Tech section, to be more precise from Space segment. It's Aditya L1. This topic is quite important from prelims point of view because 2020 we all know is more or less an year of disasters. We are rarely grappling to find any positive news in newspaper, but hopefully the end of the year 2020 is likely to be a milestone year for ISRO if they happen to successfully launch Aditya L1 mission. So this mission, I will decode what Aditya L1 is, why it has been named L1, what are the objectives of this mission, and what are the payloads which are being sent. Because when UPSC tends to ask questions from this section, it is likely to confuse you with the objectives or the payloads or with the L1 theme of this topic. So without wasting any time, let's discuss today's topic, Aditya L1. So before I start this topic, I will like to brush up your geography knowledge about the layers of sun. Because when I will be discussing about the various payloads, these terms you are likely to encounter. So let's just quickly go through the 7 layers of sun. Like Earth, which is divided into 3 layers, like there is inner core, then there is a mantle, and then there is a crust. Similar way, sun is divided into 7 layers. There is a inner zone and an outer zone. In innermost zone is just like Earth, known as the core zone. And there are a couple of zones like radiative zone, convective zone there in the inner layers of sun. Outer layer is further divided into 4 distinct layers. The one which you see, the visible part of sun which we see on daily basis is known as photosphere. Photosphere is then followed by a chromosphere zone, and then we have a transition zone. Finally, the invisible part of sun, which is not quite visible all the time, is known as corona. So this is the word which you will encounter more often, and currently due to COVID crisis you must be hearing the coronavirus. Even the coronavirus term has been derived from this layer only, because sun's outermost layer, just like the projections are there in the protein coat of the COVID virus. Similar way, this zone, when you are see in form of an eclipse, the ring form that appears is known as the corona. Like recently there was solar eclipse, you must have seen that ring form. So this is where our topic starts. Because all the missions which are currently aiming to study the sun, they will try to study this corona part. Why they are so interested in studying corona? Because the photosphere has a temperature range of 6000 Kelvin. As we move away from the core, temperature should ideally decrease. Like it should have been less than 6000 Kelvin, but surprisingly, the corona has a temperature range of million Kelvin. So how come this outermost layer is so heated up remains a mystery in solar physics. So it's an attempt by scientists to study these magnetic fields of sun, the plasma, which is touted as the fourth state of matter, and also the path traveled by these rays and how they impact the Earth. So this theme started with original mission was named Aditya 1 mission. There was no reference to L1. It was quite a simpler mission. Few crores were allocated. It was to be sent by PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, which is ideal for carrying the lighter payloads. And it had to be placed in the slow Earth orbit around 800 kilometers. So, but over the years, we realized that this mission is not going to provide us the continuous monitoring of the sun. It can be eclipsed, just like we saw the solar eclipse as well. So, and moreover, our competitors, the space powers like NASA, they had already planned for the NASA's Parker probe mission. It is already been launched, and it is likely to monitor sun from just 48 million kilometers away. So that mission is going to be quite a qualitative mission to decode the various aspects of sun. So we should plan a little more qualitative theme. So that's where this L1 points comes into the picture. The L1 word means the Lagrange point. It is named after a 18th century mathematician Joseph Louis Lagrange. So this Joseph Louis Lagrange identified 5 such points in our solar system where the gravitational field of Sun and Earth becomes almost equal. If you are likely to place your satellite or the payload in this orbit, it's not likely to get deflected. Moreover, these orbits are quite predictive one. So yes, it is challenging to place the payloads in such orbit, but once you place this orbit, they are not likely to get eclipsed by moon. So this is where the real advantage comes. You could continuously monitor the sun rays or the various layers of sun, including coronal mass injections. So this is where we have decided to go for it. So examiner can ask, what does this L1 mean? So this stands for Lagrange point. So make sure you are clear about these points, and there are 5 such points. We are choosing the L1 point to place our payloads. Coming to the objectives of this mission, there are 3 primary objectives which are listed in ISRO's website. The first major objective is to study the various layers of Sun, because original Aditya 1 mission had just planned to study the corona, but now we are sending 7 payloads, and they will not only study the corona part, they are likely to study up till photosphere. Chromosphere is also likely to be covered. So make sure you are clear about the first objective is to study the dynamic nature of various layers of Sun, including coronal mass injections. The second most important objective is to study the origin of solar winds and the interplanetary distance between the solar and Earth, how they traverse through it. That's the second field, how the magnetic fields get affected. So that's the more of tough technical aspect part. But you should be clear about that the solar wind is the second major objective. Then the third objective is to study a weather information about the various weather climatic themes, which will help in making our weather predictions more accurate. So these are the 3 core objectives of the famed Aditya L1 missions. So if we want to accomplish this objective, there must be some payloads, scientific instruments which will help us in carrying out these experiments. So I will give you a quick list, even though UPSC is not too inclined to ask such factual questions, but yes, in state services you can get a question like the match the following, or there could be the which of the following are the payloads, because in PCS 2013 there was a question on the payloads of Mars mission. There were 5 payloads and you had to enumerate them and list their functions. So the first payload is not a difficult one to memorize. It is known as VELC. It was originally being part of the 1 mission as well, Visible Emission Line Coronagraph. So as you are now clear with the terminology coronagraph, so you can deduce its function. It is likely to study the corona of Sun as well as the various phenomena associated with it, primarily coronal mass ejections. Then the second payload is Solar Ultraviolet Imaging Telescope. So just when we planned this Aditya L1 mission, we broaden the objective. We are not keen to just study corona, we also want to study the chromosphere and the photosphere layer of the Sun. So this is where this telescope will come handy, and it will monitor the different layers of the Sun. Then coming to the third, it's quite interesting acronym which they have coined for it. It's PAPA. This PAPA acronym stands for Plasma Analyzer Package for Aditya. So just I have highlighted you that one of the key objectives of Aditya L1 mission is to study the solar winds. So this is where this plasma analyzer will come into the picture. So make sure you just go through the basics of what plasma is, which is the 4th state of matter. That's how the gaseous form and ionized converts to the plasma. So that's the technical aspect. At times general science examiner might ask, because recently the 5th state of matter was in news, which is the Bose-Einstein condensate, which we call the boson, Higgs boson. So this is where the third payload will come into the picture. Apart from that, there is a magnetometer. Now, magnetometer, as the name suggests, it will study the magnetic fields, how they are affected when the rays are traversing through the interplanetary distance between Earth and Sun. So that's the fourth payload. Apart from that, there are a couple of spectrometers like Helios, there is SPECS, there is SOLEX, so that can also be memorized. I will upload a file in your Telegram group so that you could just jot them down and attach to your notes. So the main payloads are these four apart from the spectrometer. Spectrometer is a common payload which is always sent to for surface studies as well as the atmospheric studies as well, which was part of even the Mangalyaan mission. So this is what you need to cover about the major Aditya L1 mission, and the launch vehicle is going to be PSLV only because these are light payload. It will be a modified version, so XL board you are likely to see, and even the original Aditya one had to be sent to PSLV. Yes, our next major missions like Gaganyaan, which we are sending a first ever manned mission in 2022, they will be sent to GSLV because cryogenic stage is capable of carrying heavier payloads up to 5 tons as well. But these are the minor payloads, so PSL makes an economic sense to send it through a PSL. And this mission will be launched through our first spaceport of India, Sriharikota. So these are some of the basic themes which, while preparing for prelims, you should be careful about, and ideally you should go through the layers of sun part and also the previous outer planetary missions. Like it's always prudent to go through the Chandrayaan mission, the Chandrayaan 2 recent, and Mangalyaan mission. Eventually the mains angle generally tends to focus on what could be the socio-economic relevance of such missions, because these missions are more or less based on research purpose. They do not have direct socio-economic impact on life. So is it prudent for a developing country to invest billions of or billions of rupees in such adventurous project? Answer is yes, because they help us in better understanding of our universe, and these have indirect implications which help us in elevating the status as a space power. There will be a separate lecture on what are the socio-economic ramifications of Gaganyaan or Aditya L1 missions. So this is what we have in our inaugural lecture on Science and Tech with Dr. Vivek Rana series. So I'll be coming up with more Science and Tech and Environment lectures. So keep following this channel for more such updates. For any doubts, you are most welcome to visit Institute between 11 to 2 p.m. I am always there. And also we are starting with a fresh batch from 6th July. So if you want to cover Science and Tech part, you are most welcome to join it. So just visit the institute for more details. I hope this session was useful. Thank you very much.